Hey everyone, it's me. We're going to be talking about my strategy game Death and Tactics today. I said I would be updating it, posting updates about it daily on Twitter, but I know a lot of my YouTube audience doesn't have Twitter, like my buddy Danny Doyle. They said, oh, I'm never going to get a Twitter, so I'll just learn through other methods. And now I'm just going to go through everything I've posted about it so far and, say my reasonings for them. So, I'm going to be honest with you. You can get a better idea of what the game's going to be like, because if you just watch that initial announcement, I read my initial community post and didn't go on the Twitter because, it's a very terrible website, especially now that that other guy owns it. So I really don't blame you, so this is pretty much me catching my YouTube audience up. And of course, on October 1st, the Kickstarter will begin because sprite work is very expensive. So if you want the video game to have graphics, that's pretty much what the Kickstarter is for. And of course, there will be a public demo also on October 1st, which will, of course, allow you to playtest the game. Well, not playtest it, play it. There will be like 2 levels available. And when I said playtest, I mean I will be taking feedback from that because it's obviously a demo. The game will not be complete. So, if you say, oh, I don't like this, you should change this, then I'll think about it and I'll be like, how can that apply? How can that criticism apply? I'm not going to be like, oh, my game's perfect and I hate you for criticizing it. No, I want that. I want it to be the best thing it can possibly be. So, yeah. So you can check all that out on October 1st. I already have a lot of people trying it. 2 people with YouTube channels trying it. So I'm looking forward to their thoughts on it. And let's see. So this thing I posted today is actually something I'm very excited about. This is the scouting system, which lets random events occur. So I'll just explain this using the game, actually. So what this will do is essentially before certain chapters called downtime chapters, where you'll essentially have your characters talk to each other and you can buy EXP and all that, you can choose to go scouting ahead, and I'll just get my debug thing out of here. Whoops. And that's just pretty much tells me what the random value generators are. You're not going to be able to see that in the game. So let's see. Go scouting. Christine got knocked out, and I'm going to turn that down on my volume mixer. Be right back. Alright. So Christine got knocked out and had some of their organs harvested. This has reduced their HP by 3. So pretty much what this does is, if you want to spice up your runs, because I'm trying to make the game replayable, you can do a different type of run every time. You can choose to do these random events, and you can do it up to 3 times. And that Christine character had their HP reduced by 3, but Thief found a treasure hidden in some old bombed ruins, and it was an old book about how to properly do a cold flip. This increased their skill by 3. Alright, so that's random number generated. I'll just put my debug thing back here. Whoop. So, that Thief had the unit ID of 9. And then that was event 21. There's like 50 of these different events. Some of them can do pretty wacky things, like get you exclusive items and exclusive skills, but I'm just doing this purely randomly, so that probably won't happen. Darius Grotto, somehow untouched by war and destruction. It made them evaluate their priorities, and they smelled a beautiful power. However, doing this made them hallucinate, causing them to smash their head into a rock. This increased their magic by 3. Alright, so we just got some basic stat boosters there, but you can get a lot of skills and stuff too, which is on this Twitter page. Like, let's see. This guy in the promo video I posted, because I set the RNG on purpose for Twitter promo purposes. Got all of his growth rates increased by 10% except move, because that's a dangerous one to increase. Yeah, movement, he will always have a 2% chance to level up movement. So, and movement level up in unrelated strategy game that I can't bring up because this is promotion for a completely different IP. That's something I took inspiration from. I thought that was something that completely spiced up runs, like, oh, this unit sucks. Oh, now they can move further. Now they don't suck. So that just made the game pretty replayable, in my opinion. But I don't want people to think, right, like, oh, I'm just copying unrelated strategy game that I don't think I can legally mention. I'm inspired by it. I'm being inspired by a lot of things. I'm also being inspired by Lisa the Painful, and I think I can say that one because I don't think Austin Jorgensen will sue me. So I'm taking inspiration from that, and I'm trying to do my own thing. I'm not just making a copy of, thing. I'm making a lot of my own mechanics, like the scouting system. It's just I'm inspired to do a grid-based strategy game that's replayable and focuses a lot on permadeath. This one, it's just a different weapon type I'm doing with the guns. Yeah, I'm adding new weapon types. So what this is the revolver. It can shoot from 4 spaces, but you'll notice it has very low hit, it weighs a lot, so these things can attack from high ranges, but they'll miss a lot, and they weigh you down, and every miss, actually, you can probably hear it for yourself, actually induces a loss of use, and they're very expensive. So their higher range does come with the cost, but the sniper rifle one is really good, but that costs like $10,000, which you'll essentially never have. You'll have to steal it off an enemy if you ever want to use this. But yeah, you can just go from across the map, and you can bet the enemies are going to be using that on you. And of course, we have my character artists posting their official art, which is cool. This is Misha. This is a character that I can actually see by scrolling down a bit. This one is just saying there's a shop before battle preps where you can buy everything. Like, you can buy a lance that attacks twice, which is cool. So you'll pretty much have everything you could ever want before battle, but you'll have to manage your money well because there's other things to spend it on, as we will see by scrolling down a bit more. Here's Misha, that official character art thing we saw earlier. She's cool because she has a staff that does 15 true damage, but also can damage allies. And that is useful for this because, as we can see, 15 true damage. And boop, and you don't even have to worry about accuracy, but it's cool because you can also use it on allies. So we'll dance, yeah, because if we look at this, she has skills if user is, below 33% HP, user gains plus 7 attack and speed. And of course, the first skill was, I skipped past it, if the user is below 33% HP, it motivates them to act again. So what we can do is we can use the Staff of Rage on her. And then we can have her move again. So let's see, she'll attack the one guy, there we go. And then she will attack the other guy. And the magic equivalent of this game does do damage to the user. So you'll have to worry about that. So that synergizes well with her as well. Every unit I'm trying to have does something, in unrelated strategy game that I'm taking inspiration from. Like, sometimes you would get to a chapter and there would be, like, 5 guys called the Dogs Buddies, and they would all be crappy and they wouldn't have any skills because the game I'm vaguely referring to doesn't have skills, and it'd be like, oh, why even use them? So I'm trying even to make insignificant characters that don't really matter. Like Maria, she has real no bearing on the story. She can do something, so I'm trying to make it so you have a reason to deploy every single unit in the game, because she's the only one who can kind of do this low HP thing in this particular fashion. So yeah, I'm trying to make the game replayable in that way too. Oh, this is just a funny enemy. These hug bots, they have this item called the Last Resort, which I went over for the reveal of this game. And they will latch onto you, and they will explode, and then your guy is dead. That's an enemy type I'm proud of, ladies and gentlemen. That's an enemy type I'm glad I came up with. I'm sure players will have an interesting time dealing with it, but yeah. So yeah, that was Misha. That's the Hugbot. You should follow the official artists. They're really good. I hired them for a reason. Some of the portraits have some nice details, like this stupid robot with its eyes bulging out of its head. Day 9. Has one of your party members died? Well, you're in luck, my friend, because, yeah, this is what I mentioned earlier. So you can buy everything you could ever possibly want before a battle starts, like in the preps menu, but you can also spend it on experience. You can't overlevel, though. Like, this guy says you're too trying to be trained because this guy, Davey, is already over the level cap. But this guy isn't. He's only level 5. So you can talk to him, and you can literally buy experience. So there's a lot of interesting ways to spend money in this game. So are you gonna, like, buy the lance that lets you attack twice? Or are you gonna buy EXP for one of your guys? And, yep, and here's another thing you can use cash on. If you're facing a difficult situation, you can always just offer your enemy a cash bribe. Now, you may be asking, my friend, what does this have to do? Why does this even work on a machine with no free will that's programmed to kill? The answer is because it's funnier that way. Yes, that is kind of the design philosophy I'm going with this. This is not only me recapping what's going on for my YouTube audience, it's a chance for me to be more detailed and more honest. I am more inspired to less follow what you would call... I don't know the word for it, but I'm leaning towards the end of, oh, that's fun. That's a fun game mechanic. I don't care if it doesn't particularly, make sense physically, but it's fun and players will like it, so I'll keep it. Like, you can literally bribe this guy to go away. So, you can spend money on that. So if you're fighting a super powerful enemy, then that's easy. Oh, and this is a very important mechanic to the game. This is rage. So if two units like each other and one of them dies, I just use an item here that kills yourself, then the other unit actually gets a stat boost. And this is interesting, because I've actually balanced the game around this. Like, this one guy you get, Mark, who you can use in the demo. He is a sword fighter, but he's not fast enough to double the enemies at base. But if his sister Maria dies, then as you can see, they get +4 to everything. Then he can double and fight them. So, the way I'm designing this game is I never want the player to reset. I want them to keep going, and I want to provide every opportunity for them to keep going, because I think it's more interesting that way if you roll to the punches and you're forced to make new strategies. So yeah, this is a completely new mechanic. Again, I'm not just trying to be like, oh, that strategy game I like that I've made YouTube videos about, I'll just do that. That'd be fun. No, I'm really trying to make a lot of mechanics that, incentivize different play styles and really a different flow from that particular thing. So I'm not just copying that, rest assured. So yeah, and as you can see, this is just a demonstration. I seized, and that went down. And again, this is the main character, so they seized. I haven't really talked about them in a Twitter post, so I won't talk about them now. If you have any questions about the game, you leave a YouTube comment and I'll answer it. But if it's a reveal I plan on doing, I probably won't, because I have like the next 2 weeks of stuff planned out before I do the Kickstarter and demo available on October 1st. So yeah, it was +4, and then I seized, and then just reset the map, and now it's +3. So this will eventually wear off. So let's say, oh, your ace dies. Let's say your favorite unit dies. And, oh, but wait, now their friends have +4, so you can train them, and since they're, stronger, it's easier to get EXP for them. And then, even when the rage wears off, since you leveled them up, since you used them, you now have, like, a replacement unit that you can use. Or, maybe the rage is just temporarily useful for that chapter, and it helps you clear that chapter. And to this extent, I'm trying to make it so, okay, don't reset. Keep going, keep going, keep going. This, I made the main character a flyer, because, what I noticed when I do my Iron Man runs of unrelated strategy games I can't mention for copyright reasons, if your flyers or someone die, and your lord, or I guess main character, is footlocked, and they need to get an objective while, you're kind of up shit creek without a paddle, aren't you? But in this, that's not a thing. You don't got to worry about a specific unit being able to get a specific character to a specific place, because your main character can just go. So that's what I mean by, like, incentivizing, a certain play style. I just want you to keep going, don't look back, keep having fun, keep having things happen, just go, 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 go. And to this extent, too, this is another character added in that aspect. This is Mr. Miracle. I'll just let this video play out while I talk about it. So I was thinking, okay, so if I'm incentivizing permadeath and I'm not resetting, what if someone sucks? What if someone really sucks? So I even have those players in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Like my friend Vark, who has commentated on this channel before. He really sucks at everything in life. He's not good at strategy games. I hate him. I hope he blows up. So pretty much, this guy, he doesn't die. So if all of the members in your party die, and you just have the main character flyer and this guy left, you can technically beat the game and you aren't soft-locked, because there is a 99% chance you will not die in combat. So, again, don't worry about resetting. Go. Go forward. Keep going. Live with your mistakes. I haven't talked about this on the Twitter yet, but, like, let's say two characters, I'm probably going to post about this, like, tomorrow or the day after, so it doesn't matter anyway. Both of their sisters die. Then they'll talk to each other and say, oh, my sister's dead, I made this for you because I felt bad. And then they'll both get a preferred weapon that they wouldn't have got otherwise. So this game, you can go through, you cannot have anyone die. That's certainly possible. I'm not just gonna, like, snap my fingers and say, okay, half your army's dead. But, like, with that way, every run will be kind of different. Because let's say, oh, you got the event where this character died, and then your friend plays it, oh, they got the event where that character died. Oh, so you just had different experience, because now you're playing with completely different weapons and characters and stuff. And with this scouting thing that, let's just go back up here, this can increase growth rates, by the way. So let's say you do this, you click A, you're gambling, because this is like a gambling mechanic, right? You're gambling with your unit's lives, you're doing that. All of their growth rates, they have a chance. They have a chance to die in this, which we didn't see in my demonstration, but it's in this post. But all of their growth rates can increase by 10%. So let's say, there's a unit, the growths aren't particularly good because, you know, I designed them that way. Oh, they do the scouting, and then, oh, all their growth rates are boosted by 10%, except move. So, you know, actually, I think I did mention this, but it's been like 20 minutes. So now you have a unit that has completely different growth rates than your friend or even a previous run you did. So now this unit, oh my god, if you level them up, they're going to be a superstar, and because of their unique skills, they're going to play differently too. And I think if we scroll down a couple more from where I was, we'll see again my logic when it comes to designing gameplay more leaning towards like the funny or what players would find fun than common sense. I'll go back to this, but yeah, this guy Dario, he's riding a steamroller. So like he can just snap his fingers, build a road. That's a path open for you, and that's fun. It's fun to make paths. That's a fun thing to do. So you know that's the. You know, it doesn't particularly make sense to, like, build a road over a wall, but as a player, you will be like, oh, I want to build a road over this lake. That makes no goddamn sense, but it's a fun thing to do, because it's funny, and now you go over here, and you can kill this guy. So that's pretty much the logic I'm designing this game with. I want it to be a RPG, strategy game that you go through, you roll with the punches, but you get stuff back. You know, death isn't just a punishment because you get the rage boost, you get to experience unique events. It's stuff like that. I want each player to have their own deadly adventure. So that's Dario. And then up here we have a new weapon type. I already went over the gun weapon type, but this is martial arts. This is essentially your utility class. They have a lot of different effects, like that martial art he just used. Decreased defense and resistance, so now Cleo there can get a kill. And then the leg sweep scroll decreases speed. So he can do that. There we go there. And now Maria, who we saw earlier, can kill that because she's not too fast without her skill. Increasing her speed. And then we have this drone here, and oh no, this drone, it's going to kill poor Biff. Oh no, what are we going to do? But we have the Ultra Fighting pose, which lets him actually get attention. Because he does a pose so stupid that it aggravates the enemy. And then it attacks him instead. And then he lives. So that's cool. And then day 4, yep, I already went over Dario. Oh, these are the flesh moons. This is a really good spread. I'm really happy with this. And the good art, too. It's kind of creepy. But they have lots of skills and lots of HP. When you play the demo, you're going to have to look out for these guys, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to rock your world, because even your most offensive units are going to have a hard time cracking those defenses. And then, oh, a crit, dead. And then, oop, end turn, dead, and then if they can kill a unit, they can kill you. So I said I'm never gonna like snap my fingers and kill half your army, but there are gonna be enemies in this game, ladies and gentlemen, that are going to provide difficulties that you will have to strategize around and figure out on your own. Hey, I believe in you. You can do it. Go kill them. And day 2, if you ever find yourself in a combat situation. Oh yeah, and this is a skill. So I'm trying to add a lot of cool skills into this that are just fun to mess around with, you know, a good sandbox. A good sandbox that players can really, you know, appreciate and enjoy. So this is that skill. Sadistic Doctor. So what that does is it, you know, it infects you. And then this guy's -5 to all stats, so he's completely crap now. Good old Ned, the Master of Archery, full legal name, by the way. So now, if you infect that, now that he's infected, you can give it to an enemy. So, oh, now this guy's completely useless in battle too, and now he's an enemy. That lasts the whole map, by the way. So you can't just do this in one turn. And now this guy who usually couldn't double him, now can, and can kill him quite easily. Good old tank. And yeah. So you're pretty much sacrificing one of your units and having to dote after them constantly, since it deals 15 HP per turn if you see the rest of the video. 15, yep. But in return, you can completely dick over enemies, and it's just a massive debuff. So, hey, maybe if you get a long-ranged weapon on that guy, you can maybe make this guy less deadly. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. It's a strategy game. You'll have to strategize. And this is the thing I showed on day 1, where it's the last resort, and you can pick an enemy, and you can do that. So, I don't know if this guy's giving you too much trouble in the demo. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. So I feel like this video helped me elaborate on this more, because Twitter has this annoying character limit. helped me YouTube audience get up to date. So that is pretty much the state of Death and Tactics reveals right now, and I'm glad I got to be more honest, got to elaborate on my thought process a little bit. You know, I'm trying to create a unique strategy game that focuses on permadeath and really, really capitalizes on the concept by adding unique events, by adding rage, by having this gambling system where you can gamble with their lives in exchange for potentially incredible rewards and skills and crap like that. And I think later down the line, I'm not sold on this yet. This definitely isn't the demo, but may or may not be in the final game. I'm thinking about adding like a organ harvester merchant where you can sell your units and then they pay you to get more money, which you can use for stuff like bribing and buying EXP. I might not do that. It's just an idea I'm toying with right now. So I'm really trying to focus on permadeath. Follow this guy on Twitter if you haven't. He's awesome. And that is pretty much Death and Tactics for now. But again, full trailer October 1st, full Kickstarter October 1st, and that Kickstarter page is going to have like all the details written on it, like in a thing without a stupid character limit. And then you can also play the demo. If any of this looks cool to you, please do try the demo. Your feedback is invaluable. So yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much it. I'm happy to talk to you about this. Comment if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer them. And I really hope you're looking forward to and will enjoy the demo when it comes out on October 1st. Bye-bye.